Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. I have my door open, my screen door open, and you can just hear the birds singing. I usually keep it closed because it's too hot and in the winter it's too cold, but I can hear the birds singing. We have a lot of birds, like around my house, we have a lot of very mature trees in the back, and just so many beautiful birds. I'm sort of a bird watcher. I love watching birds and then Googling what type of bird it is and learning about different types of birds. I never had such an interest in birds whenever I was younger, but I'm very strongly interested in birds now. It's sort of like a fun hobby. Can you hear that guy? Oh my goodness, he's just singing away. It's so beautiful. Anyways, I hope you all had a nice weekend. I had a really nice weekend. My daughter Paulina came home. So one of my daughters, both of my daughters are living out of the house. One is still in college and one's out of college. And then I have two high school sons. So one of my daughters was home this weekend, which was so fun. We did a little bit of shopping. We went boating with my husband and my sons and her boyfriend on Saturday. They had so much fun. We went to a nearby lake in Wisconsin. We live very close to the Illinois-Wisconsin border, and Wisconsin has such amazing lakes. So we went to a lake and we had a boat and a tube, and the kids just had so much fun. And ooh, the wind is blowing, or there's a ghost in my room. Rosie's going to check it out. Anyways, so we did that. It was so fun. The lake was not crowded at all because it rained earlier in the day, and we had our boat in the afternoon, like a little bit later in the afternoon at like around 3 o'clock. So we had pretty much the lake to ourselves. So we were able to really swing those kids around in the tube. And then yesterday, one of my sister-in-laws, one of my favorite sister-in-laws, my husband has 9 sisters, so I have 9 sister-in-laws, and one lives in Texas, and she is like just a beautiful person. She's so funny, and she's got this really lighthearted personality. I don't get to see a lot of her because she lives in Texas, but whenever she comes in, someone throws like a little dinner or something, and then we all get together to see her. And so we did that yesterday, and it did not disappoint. We had such a great time. I'm so happy I went. You just leave feeling really happy after you spend time with family that you love. And yeah, so it was a really good weekend, and I'm in a really good mood today. So I am just gonna jump in with today's video. So let's just get started. Okay, so I already have my foundation on, and I have my bronzer on, and my brows done, and lip liner on. And I went ahead and I used my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat and Pillow Talk. This is like my universal lip liner that I use with just about every lipstick that I wear. So I've got that on. And then I do have the Buxom Bronzer, and the shade I have is called Backyard Bronze, and this is what it looks like. I really like that it's like that baked gelée formula where it has the, you know, a little embossing in it, and it has a darker shade around a lighter shade in the center. The center is a matte, and it's like a very wearable sort of taupey matte that's really great on fair skin. And then it has a deeper one like that. And yeah, I kind of just used this one today. I didn't use a lot of the darker one. I am going to add a little more bronzer once I wipe this off my finger, but I just wanted to get a little bit on my face just to make the rest of the video go fast. I am wearing a teeny bit of the bronzer, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply a bit more. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about it because it is a really nice bronzer. Mine's in Backyard Bronze, and it's, like I said, baked gelée, that sort of baked bronzer, and it's got some embossing on it that's really pretty. And I'm just gonna take the perimeter now, since I used the lighter color in the center, and put it on this big fluffy brush and just go around the perimeter of my face. It is the same formula as the Buxom blushes. They're primer infused blushes, and the eyeshadows are primer infused eyeshadows. So even some of their shadows look a little bit light. You might think they might be a little bit light on you, and some of them might be, but they are all infused with primer, and so it adds some opaqueness to it. Like even their kind of shimmery colors are not like Charlotte Tilbury shimmers, where her whole aesthetic is sort of sheer and see-through. Even their shimmers seem more opaque, and so you get a lot more color payoff quicker than you would using like Charlotte Tilbury, where you can kind of build it up. I love Charlotte Tilbury. I love her whole aesthetic, but sometimes you don't want to wear like very sheer makeup. You want something that's going to be a little more opaque and have more color payoff. And Buxom is definitely a brand that will do that for you. And even though I'm using an eyeshadow palette today, I am going to take a bit of the bronzer, just the center color right here, and add that into my crease and kind of just bronze my brow bone. Lately, I've been doing this, and I'm not doing this because of the palette, and I think I need to do this. I just have been really enjoying the look of bronzing up my brow bone a little bit, especially when I'm doing a no makeup look. So now let's get into the Hot Toddy eyeshadow palette. So this is what the palette looks like. It's a nice cardboard covered palette. It's got the colors of the shadows on the back and the blush. Inside, there are 4 shadows in mattes, metallics, and shimmers. It's got 2 mattes and a metallic and a shimmer. The metallic and the shimmer, these 2 shades here, they're both metallics or shimmers, depending on whether or not you use them wet or dry. When I use them dry, they're more of a shimmer, but if you get them wet, you can build them up to like a foil or a metallic. And then you've got the Primer Infused blush, and the name of this is called Aspen, and it isn't a color that's already available in the Buxom blush collection. You know, they have those individual Primer Infused blushes that are wonderful, and this is just a new edition color. And so I think they're really beautiful. The shades are Cinnamon, Copper, Burnt Orange, and Terracotta. And I'll show you some swatches. I keep sniffing this palette to see if I can detect a smell, like a cinnamon or spice scent, because it is a Hot Toddy palette, but I can't detect a scent. And I hope it's not just me. I did check online and it doesn't mention a fragrance added to the shadows. I know like a lot of brands, when they have something that is kind of like named after food, they infuse it with some fragrance, like the chocolate palettes from Too Faced or the peach palette and so on. But nonetheless, it's a beautiful palette. It doesn't have a fragrance, which I think is probably a good thing. If I don't use the bronzer in my crease or up to my brow bone, then I like to use the blush as a base. And the blush also is beautiful in your crease or on your brow bone. It adds a little softness, some pink to the terracotta, burnt orange, and really kind of deeper fall time shades. It just adds that nice lighter pink shade. And I like to do that, especially now because you're transitioning from summer to fall, and it gives you more of kind of like that sunset look when you add that pink. But today I didn't want to do that, but that's something that you can do, and it's really beautiful as well. I'm going to take this first shade here, Mold Peach Wine, and it's a very light shade that leans a little bit peach. And I'm just going to use this on the inside of my eye right here. And I like that this palette includes that light shade. Now I'm going to take Maple Cider right here, and look how much color payoff you get just kind of touching that. It's just a beautiful, let's see, how would I describe that? Just sort of like a deep terracotta. It's not quite orangey enough to be a terracotta. It's a little lighter than a burgundy. It's a really pretty shade. And I'm just gonna pick it up with like a flat, kind of just like a flatter, shorter bristled brush, because I wanna be a little more precise with this. When I applied the other shade, you may have noticed I used a fluffier brush and I held it down here to just kind of get the bronzer in place. And then I'm using this more detailed brush and holding it closer up to give me a little more control. And I'm just going to do an outer V, like so. And just kind of extend it out to the tail of my brow. And you can get this wet and deepen it up, or you can just kind of layer it a couple of times, like on top of itself, and the color will be really deep. It doesn't have very much kick up at all. It's not a dusty palette. They're very creamy colors, in my opinion. And I'm really just keeping this color to the outside of my lid. I don't want to go past like the arch of my brow on the inside. And I'm just kind of smudging it. Now you've got the satiny shimmer shades down here, and this one's called Apple Teeny, and this one's called Ginger Beer. And I have to agree with some of the reviews that I read about these two colors. They are very similar. So this one is Apple Teeny, and it's a really pretty, just coppery shade. And then Ginger Beer looks like that. Now there is a difference. This one's definitely orangier, and this one's definitely a little more golden, yellow toned. But honestly, when you see them on your eye, they're going to look nearly identical. I've played around with this palette in several different ways, and I don't know what Buxom could have done differently, like what other shade they could have included. I don't know if I'd want another matte necessarily, but maybe a champagne-y color would be nice in there. But either way, you have the two colors that are pretty similar. So there's that. And I'm going to take the lighter of the two and just place that right in the center. And if I used this shade in the center, it would look pretty similar, but it would blend more with the, what is this one called again? The maple cider that I put in the outer edge of my eye. So, you know, I guess my suggestion, or what I'll be doing in the future, is maybe using these, choose one with the look I'm going to do, or do just a one makeup look, just foil my eye with just one color. Maybe I'll come on here when I do another video and I'll wear it like that just to show you how it looks, and without doing a whole nother video. Or you could just not use all four colors at once like I'm trying to do for you today, because I want to show you how they perform. But like you could use them individually, like diagonally pair them up, or even just, you know, do an all matte with the beautiful kind of mold cider with the aspen blush. Maybe add a little of that and not add any of the metallics. Anyway, there are a lot of different things you can do with this palette. You don't have to just use it like a quad with all four colors being used at the same time. Now I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to blend this a little bit. I want to be careful not to blend the colors together, because I definitely want that more sparkly shade to remain a spotlight. I don't want to get the sparkle out here for this look, but just soften everything. And then I put that maple cider out here with the flatter brush, so I'm going to take the remainder of what's on it and just run it along my lower lash line. You know what I could do? Use a smudger brush and go in with a more coppery color and just pick up a teensy bit and smudge that on the lower lash line. Wow, that's really pretty. And you know what? I can see the difference between the two. I mean, there definitely is a difference between those two kind of metallic-y colors. But if you're going to wear them in the same vicinity on your eye, it's not going to give you a different look, if that makes sense. But placing it elsewhere on your eye, you can definitely see that there's a difference. This is lighter and a little more golden, and then I've got the terracotta beneath. Now I'm gonna tightline and fill in my waterline with this L'Oreal eye pencil in the shade Bronze. I'll link it so that you can find it, exactly what pencil it is. It's like one of these. It can be sharpened, but it sort of feels like it's plasticky right here. It's not retractable. Now I'm just gonna go put on several coats of the Maybelline Sky High Mascara, and this is in Cosmic Black. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my mascara on, and now we're going to move on to the blush that's in the palette, and it is the same formula as the individual blushes from Buxom, Primer Infused Blush, and this is in the shade Aspen, and it's a very light pink, which I think is a nice contrast with the terracotta and mold cider shades that I have on my eyes. I feel like if the blush were a little too orangey, it probably wouldn't be as flattering on me anyway. So I'm just going to pick up this, and this is a teensy bit dusty, nothing crazy, and I'm just going to gently distribute this between both cheeks because Buxom blushes are incredibly pigmented, again, because of that primer infused, I believe, and you have to go a little bit light-handed. But I like a lot of blush, so this is right up my street. And I'm gonna add a little bit to the top because I like that little bit of a pink glow. Nose. Okay, now we're going to go on to lips. And this whole Hot Toddy collection includes 2 full-on lip creams, the plumping formula lip creams, and 2 lip polishes. The polishes are more sheer and they have some sparkle to them, and the lip creams are just like a cream and they're still sheer, but they're more opaque than the polish. So you can still see through them, but they do offer more pigment and more color. And I'm gonna show you because I have 3 of the 4. So I'm gonna talk about the one that I didn't purchase first. And all of these are scented like mulled cider fall spices. So that's a little bit different than other Buxom lip glosses that you may have used. They usually have that little bit of a peppermint feeling, that tingle, nothing painful, but just, you know, that's so popular with plumping lip glosses these days. I feel like Buxom was the first brand that I tried that offered that, and some people might not like that, but I really enjoy that. It feels very fresh and cool on your lips, and it does do something that makes your lips look a little more plump. And I don't know if it's just an illusion of the gloss or if the tingling, whatever they infuse the product with, just gives a little bit of an inflammation. But that's neither here nor there. The first color that I didn't purchase is called Mia Marshmallow, and that one is a clear base with rose gold and opal shimmer. It's really pretty, and I did not purchase it because I would always need to wear something beneath it, a lip cream or lipstick or lip liner that's opaque, because my lips are purple. They just naturally are like a purple shade, and it wouldn't cover that, and I don't really like that look. It makes me look like I'm really cold, or, you know, I used to be an ICU nurse, or sort of like when someone isn't alive anymore, their lips, you know, turn kind of bluish or purple. So I don't like that look. I don't think many people do like that look. So I passed on that one because I won't get any use out of it. And I did look at it at the store and I smelled it, and it sort of has like a sweet little marshmallowy kind of scent to it. So I do have the other 3 because I think they're all really beautiful and I'll get a lot of use out of them. So the first one is going to be Peppermint Hot Cocoa, and it's a soft rosewood pink. And this is what it looks like. And this is a lip cream, so it doesn't have that shimmer to it. And this is how it looks. And that's how that looks. It does have a shine to it just because it is a lip gloss, and so it is shiny. and it's really beautiful. And I think the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat or any kind of peachy, pinky lip liner that you wear will look very pretty beneath it, but this does offer enough color to kind of conceal my, or I don't know, color correct the purple I have in my lip. And this one is called Peppermint Hot Cocoa, so it does smell like peppermint and chocolate. Very light. It's not a strong scent, but it's there. And it feels different on my lips than the usual Buxom. Like I can, you know how your smell and your taste are a little bit connected? I can taste or smell a bit of a difference, and it is pleasant. It's sort of like chocolatey and pepperminty. The next one is a lip polish, and this is Cami Caramel, and it looks like this. It's such a pretty package. And this one is described as a caramel base with gold and opal shimmer. So like the Mia Marshmallow that has the rose gold and opal shimmer, this is very similar, except it has a more caramely base instead of a clear base, which is what I need to conceal and color correct my lips. And that offers a lot of pigment. And this one does have a caramel scent. It's a really nice caramel scent, really light. It smells kind of like a candy corn tastes to me. So really like this one. And then the third one that I own is a lip cream, and this is what the packaging looks like. And this is Spiced Hot Toddy. It's the darkest one of the four. And this one is a warm brown with a touch of pink. And that's really, really pretty for like a fall nude. And this is what it looks like. And I think Buxom glosses are pretty long wearing. You know, you can buy some drugstore dupes, but I haven't found anything that really hangs onto my lips as long as these do. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use Hot Toddy for the most impact. This one has the most color, and it is a cream. It's soft brown, like I said, with some pink in it, and it's gonna be really pretty in the fall and winter months. But I think anybody can wear this pretty much. You can wear anything you want any time of year. I mean, rules schmules, right? And you could fill in your lips with your lip liner for even more depth of color. I feel like when you use a lip liner underneath a gloss, it's very similar to when you use one of those products that has a matte on one end and a gloss on the other, and you just have to refreshen your gloss during the day. It's the same with this. Like my lip liner will pretty much stay put. I'll just have to reapply my gloss throughout the day. And that's what that looks like. Look how pretty it is. It does have like almost like a cinnamony, like it's not peppermint like your traditional Buxom glosses. This one definitely is like mulled spices, and it smells a little bit of like cinnamon and caramel. It's like my favorite candle scent, but in my lip gloss. And I like my fall and winter candles to smell like food. So it definitely smells a little bit like food, really good food. Okay, so this is the finished look. Let me bring you in. Really pretty. I like the whole set, but I do have a dupe for you. And the dupe is only for like the eyeshadows and maybe the blush, because the dupe I have has an eyeshadow color that is the same color as the Aspen blush. And yesterday I used one of these palettes on one eye and one on the other, and I couldn't tell the difference. My daughter couldn't tell the difference, and she would be really brutally honest with me. And I didn't do that today because I've never introduced this whole Hot Toddy range on my channel yet. So I didn't want to come on and say I've got a dupe for the Hot Toddy, because some of you might be really interested in just a review on this. So I needed to properly review this, but I do want to share a dupe because this is around $29, I believe, somewhere between $25 and $29, just under $30. But you do get the 4 pans of product for your eyes and the blush. And because it is so pigmented, it lasts a long time. You just need a teensy bit of product to get like the look I got. So when I was applying the eyeshadow the first time, I kept thinking this reminds me of something. And then I remembered what it is. And it is one of the new Revlon Color Stay Day to Night quad. This is probably, I don't know, like less than $8. It might even be around $5. And this is the Revlon Color Stay Day to Night palette in the palette Stylish. And it looks like this. And obviously it does not have the peach color that this one has, but everything else pretty much is dupeable. And let me show you. So I'm gonna take a swatch of this mold cider, I believe it's called, Hot Toddy. And that's what that looks like. And now I'm going to swatch this one. And this is primer infused, but this says up to 24 hours of wear, and it is incredibly long wearing. You can get a day to night look, which they show you how to achieve on the back. I love these quads. So although it isn't exact, trust me when I tell you, yesterday when I did this on one side and this on the other, you couldn't tell the difference, you know, from my eyes. And that they have the same kind of creaminess, the same kind of color payoff. So that's that dark shade. Now let's do this shade right here, the pinky shade. And I'm gonna swatch the blush and compare it to that. So you could wear this. It might be a little hard, but if you use a blush brush that's like this size, you could get in there and use this as a blush if you wanted to. Or like I said, use it on your brow bone and crease to create sort of a sunrise or sunset look. Very, very close, right? You're gonna get the same look. And then this sparkly shade right here, it's a little bit like exactly between, let me show you these two again. So this one's the Revlon and these two are the Buxom. So that's what they look like. So I suppose it's most like this one. So it doesn't have that coppery shade, nor the lighter shade, but you could pull something like this from your collection, a lighter, brighter shade, if you like to do what I did and wear something light on the inside. So let's swatch the two that are most similar. Okay, this one is the Revlon. So you know what? The Revlon does look a little coppier. So let's do the Buxom. It's sort of like right between these two. So if you were to mix these two together, it would be the same. So as you can see, if these were on my eyes, it would just be so similar, you wouldn't be able to tell a difference. So I didn't come on here to say don't get the Buxom palette because the Revlon is only $4 or $5 and you can dupe the look exactly what I achieved, just pulling in one light kind of peach shade. But yeah, I mean, it's really tempting, right? I've been using this for about a month now since it came out, so I'm not returning this, but I wish I had known in advance and I would have just, I don't know, I guess I needed the palette to make the video. But anyways, this is really beautiful. I enjoy Buxom so much, and Buxom is cruelty-free and Revlon isn't. So that might be a stumbling block for you if you're one of my cruelty-free babes that watches my videos. Buxom is cruelty-free and Revlon isn't. So yeah, there's that, but it's a good dupe. I hope you agree. Okay, beautiful friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like on your way out. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and hit the bell notification if you want to get notified whenever I upload a video, which is twice a week, usually once on the beginning of the week and once at the end, or maybe on a Saturday. I try to do like usually kind of Monday, Thursday, but it varies. I wish I could nail down a schedule so you know when to expect me, but I have 4 kids and I am a very active person, so I've got to just do it whenever I get a chance to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful day. I'll see you next time.